Hello everybody, it's Current Cartoon TV coming you with another review of Steven Universe. This time we're reviewing episode number 14. And I have my co-host here, Gundam.
Hey guys.
And then we have our special guest, Red.
Hello everyone.
So, Red, how about you give us the synopsis of this episode?
Sure, so the title of this one is called The Big Show. So in this kind of documentary style episode, Steven records the rise of Sadie's new band, Sadie Killer and the Suspects. And the band hires Greg as their manager, who hooks them up with their producer, Sunshine Justice, which is a really cool name. Complications arise, however, when Sadie worries about her mother getting in the way.
So, Red, what did you like about this episode?
So I loved how it was shot. It was very true to the whole VHS film with the tracking bar on the bottom. It was kind of grainy and a little bit overblown with color. So I had loved it because I work with that sort of material for my normal job, and it was cool to see that kids will know that, oh wow, what are these big bricks? Like, oh, this used to be recording our lives. So it was super cool. I love Sadie's mom. She's that cool kind of like mom gene mom. I love it. She tries to connect with her kid. I love how she supports her and like plays around with her. She's not too serious. But she's like, hey, I love you, but I want to be a part of your thing, you know? And another thing that I really liked is that we got to see a band play a completely different song that I was not expecting. I was expecting the same song that we've heard in the past season. I forgot what the song was called. Do you remember?
Yes, it's called The Working Dead.
Yes, that's right. I love that. It was such a different song.
Still has my ringtone.
Nice. And then I loved at the end how it all came together, and you see how Sadie is really maturing, and she's seeing how much her mom means to her. And I think that we can all relate to that, because we've all had outbursts with our parents or guardian, like, they don't understand me, I just want my space, they're taking control of it. But you gotta really think about it, like, no, they just want to connect with you, and they want to support you as best they can, and this episode really portrayed that very well. So it all came together in one big happy bow.
And how about you, Gundam? How did you like this episode?
I absolutely loved this episode because I used to make those types of home movies back in the day with my brothers and sisters, and you had the huge camcorder on your shoulder, and you're doing the whole, trying to frame stuff, and the lighting's always terrible. So seeing that kind of footage where everything's flickering and stuff, like Red said, like it's just such a nostalgic, vibe that I got from it, and I really loved it. It's one of those things where how they did this episode, like as a documentary style, really spoke to me too, just as I love editing and all that kind of stuff too. So you can see the crude edits, you can see the audio levels being terrible and stuff like that. It's really, really nice. I love the whole overarching story as well. As Red said, I thought it was going to be the same song too. It turned out to be a brand new song. It was fantastic. I love the color in this episode because all the different blues, the greens, the fog that came in, the lighting with everything. When she rose up and like her cloak glowed and everything, I was like, this is perfect. So I absolutely loved it, and it was a fantastic episode.
What I liked about the episode was the little backstory we got about little Sadie, how Sadie and her mother made an agreement that this is my thing, you can't touch my things. And then I also like the backstory of Greg, that Greg's like, well, I'm kind of like envious of you that your parent wants to be involved in this, where mine thought I was wasting my life. So that was kind of like a little interesting story with that, because Greg is one of my favorite characters of all time. And then I did like the fact that we actually saw somebody in that crowd. We saw a mystery girl.
I didn't see it. I wanted to see it so bad.
I was looking at the colors.
Yeah, you see her in the background, so she's around still, and she's loving this music, I guess.
Someone grab Pearl, quick.
And I did like the song. It was good. Not as good as the Working Dead, but
I agree. It's very true.
I agree as well.
But it was a great episode. I did love the colors in it, and wow, I'm actually still online from New Gundam. But let's go over to our dislikes. Red, what did you dislike about this episode?
So for my dislikes, I have none. I thought this was a fantastic episode. I mean, it wasn't as plot heavy as we all wanted, but I feel like Gundam's giving me that look. I just feel like it just added to everyone's maturity, and it shows that everyone is growing up, that they're not in the same place that they were a few seasons ago, and I really loved that. I thought it was great. It wasn't like this pointless filler. It did have substance, but not as thick as we wanted it.
And let's go over to Gundam. What did you not like about this episode?
Honestly, I really can't say anything bad about the episode. It didn't really further the plot, but it kept me such engaged with its story, and the pacing was so very well done that I really don't have any other dislikes.
I'm going to disagree with you on that, Gundam. I think there was a little plot, a little development, I'll say, instead. What I did not like about this is how Sadie kind of acted towards her mom. Like, her mom was excited that her little girl was actually playing in a big city. Empire City. It's like New York City in our world. It's a huge city and all that, and she's actually playing in Empire City. But Sadie didn't want her to be part of that. And then by the end of the episode, she's like, you know what, I should have probably let her watch it. Because she played her heart out just for somebody that looked like her mother.
But I feel like we can all relate to that because we were all that age. We were all like 13, 14, 15. We all acted like that towards our parents. Like, no, I don't want you a part of this. But secretly we do because we want their approval and we want their love and affection and support. So I feel like that was a really good trick. It wasn't a trick. It was...
No, it was a trick, all right? Everybody thought it was her mom, literally.
No, I just liked it. But you got your opinion?
I got my opinions, you got your opinions. Let's go to the ratings. Red, what did you give this?
Oh yeah, that's a 5 out of 5. This made me really happy. I feel like this connects to me on a more personal level with my mom, and especially of how looking back, I can see the exact same things that Sadie said to her mom that I've said to mine, and it makes me appreciate her more. So that was a little heart touching.
How about you, Gundam?
As much as I would love to give this a 4 out of 5, I actually have to give it a 5 out of 5. Again,
Woo!
like Red said, it touched me in a way that not a lot of episodes have been able to do, where it brought that nostalgia factor back. It brought the art and everything back into the show. Because correct me if I'm wrong, where when they were going to that barn in that one episode, or sorry, that cabin in that one episode, where was all this? Like, where was all the pacing of this episode? Where's all the, when Steven was on his phone and everything? So I think that it just encapsulated a great episode, 5 out of 5, down the board.
Well, you guys are giving this perfect score, so I'm actually going to give it a 3 out of 5.
Oh!
What?
I know, it hurts a little bit, but it was a good episode. It was a good Beach City episode. There was character development, but Gundam's kind of a little right. There was no plot moving here of the overall story, because you got to remember, Cartoon Network says our questions will be answered.
Yeah, they say that every season and every bomb, we're gonna get more answers. You'll get one question answered. Vaguely.
Vaguely is right.
So, that's where I stand. Thank you guys for listening to us, and thank you again, Red, for coming on to our show again.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always a blast.
And thank you guys for coming into the show. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. We really do appreciate when you guys give us some feedback as well. We'll also have links in the descriptions to our Patreon, Facebook. And Red, you'll have some links down there too, right?
Yeah, so I have a Facebook page for my cosplay, and I'm at Perfectly Red Cosplay, and I'm also on Instagram at Perfectly Red.
Well, thank you guys once again. Good night.
See you guys later.
See you guys.